Well, I got another little sub-project to tackle here on my 77 C10. I'm making some very incremental progress in getting this thing finished up. And today what we're working on is I got new door panels. Now, these are they're ABS molded plastic door panels. They do come with a padded armrest there. And I've already installed the driver's side. Now these are produced in either China or Taiwan, and I guess in those countries direct fit means screw with it for 3 hours to get it to look half decent. So that's pretty much what this video is going to be about. We're going to have to make a few small modifications to get it to fit the door at least half decent. Now this was an eBay purchase. It was about $180 for the pair, which is really not bad when you consider that they did come with the padded armrests. You know, I've purchased door panels in the past from LMC Truck and Brothers Truck Parts and what's the other one? Classic Industries. Those two, I believe, are manufactured overseas. They are not perfect either, but they do fit better than the ones that I bought. However, they are more expensive, and you usually have to buy a lot of things separately, like the padded armrest, for example. That usually doesn't come with the door panel itself. So we'll get this unbagged, and I'll show you some of the little tricks that I've had to learn. Like I said, it took me about 3 hours of screwing with it to get it to fit at least decently and look decent. So I'll show you those little tips, and we'll get started on this. Alright, first thing we got to tackle on these new door panels is we got to make a hole for the door latch. Now there's the plastic is actually cut out there, but they've glued in a little piece of I believe it's just vinyl, but it's just a type of plastic or soft fabric in there. So I'm just going to use a plain old box knife, and based on what I did on the other side, on the driver's side of the truck, you got to cut it pretty low down here and then come down 3/8 of an inch from the top. So an 1/8 inch up from the bottom, 3/8 inches from the top. That's roughly where it worked out real well on the driver's side. So I'll cut this out, and then we'll get the door panel just mounted up to the door so that we can make some adjustments for everything else. So I have the door panel mocked in place, and from 5 feet away it really doesn't look all that bad, but once we get a little bit closer you'll start to see some of the issues. Now back here it's actually fitting pretty well. It's really not too bad. The door handle here, you can see where I cut it out. Might need to relieve it a little bit there in the back, but for the most part that's okay. It's up here in the front that we're having the issue. Let me kind of come up from the top here. The other door panel on the driver's side did not have this issue. It was cut better than this one. And you can see this whole area needs to be pushed back just a little bit more. So what I need to do is right at about the radius there, I need to trim off that plastic. And it doesn't go all the way down. It goes most of the way, but not all the way to the very bottom. So I got to trim off that plastic so that the door panel will sit flush against the door itself. Just perfect. The other issue that this door panel has is this window scraper right here. It's actually not bad, and I wish I could keep it, but it doesn't extend all the way back here to the back of the door to the felt. Now I ordered a kit a long time ago, also off eBay, that came with the felt, the outer door window scraper there, the felt here. It runs down the vent window gasket. It all came in a kit, and it also came with the inside window scraper here. And you can see this one goes, when it's mounted up, it'll go all the way back to that corner where it needs to be. So I have to cut out this scraper that they put in here, and it's actually just riveted in place. So I'll drill out those rivets and get that removed, and then there's some little clips on this piece that need to be removed as well, and I'll show you how I do that, and then I'll show you how I'm just gonna re-rivet this at least more original piece to the inside of this door panel here, and that'll fix that problem there. So let me get the door panel off, we'll trim it, we'll drill out the rivets for the scraper, and we'll do all that work, and then we'll come back and we'll fit it again. Okay, since the new door panel doesn't have provisions for these factory style little clips, we're gonna have to cut them off, and these are just, they're pinched around on the inside. You can see there how they're just kind of pinched around. It's pretty difficult to get a screwdriver under there and kind of pry those up. So basically all I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take a little rotary tool with a cutoff disc, and we're gonna cut it right there and then right down there. We just pull that off, take a little screwdriver, push the little clips through. Alright, to make this cut, I'm just using a jigsaw, and I've got a fairly fine metal cutting blade in there. It's kind of worn out, I can't see what the teeth per inch is, but if I had to guess, I'd say 10 to 12 teeth per inch. This will give me a little more control as opposed to going with like a wood cutting blade that would have 5 or 6 teeth per inch. It would be kind of gnarly. So this should be easy to control, and I should get a pretty clean cut here. So I made the cut with the jigsaw. I'm going to come in with my electric DA sander. I'm going to finish this edge a little bit, and then I'll probably come back and hand sand it just to finish it up a little bit more and get it to fit a little bit nicer. Well, the edge here, I got it sanded. It's probably not perfect, but we're going to take the panel and go fit it on the door here in a minute. But before we do that, I'm going to drill out these 6 rivets holding this windshield scraper in place, and just using an 1/8 inch drill bit, and it'll just pop these right out of there. So we're better than we were. I can see here that I've got a little bit of sanding, a little bit of filing that I'm going to need to do up here on this corner. This area up here where I trimmed it and sanded it, that fits substantially better. I am going to need to do a little bit more tweaking on that, but like I said, that is substantially better than it was. So we're going to mock this strip into place. Now on the other side of the truck, it was a little too long, but this side seems to be fitting just right. So that's not too bad. Right back there. So set that down. And I'm just going to tape it in place for right now. Get it set up again. Get it dropped into place. I'm just going to put a few pieces of tape on here to hold it in the position that I want. Then I'll take the whole door panel off, and we'll go and we'll drill the holes and we'll re-rivet this piece back onto the door panel.